oh my god, it's raining, we are running to be under shade because oh my god, if water comes in contact with my hair, oh my god, the shrinkage and the tangles, you know. Hello, my name is Lillian Okibe. Welcome to my channel. I'm sure you must have heard that wash and go is not for fussy hair, and you've probably tried doing a wash and go on your own hair maybe once or twice and it did not come out the way you pictured it to be, or it probably resulted in you having so many knots and tangles in your hair, and you probably lost more hair, like a little bit of hair, when you were like transitioning from the wash and go to another hairstyle. So you just generally concluded that wash and go is not for your hair. You know, but I'm here to tell you that that's a lie. Anybody, literally anybody, no matter your hair type, especially if you have like a coil pattern, like a texture to it, if your hair is not straight, literally anybody can wash and go. I used to be of that school of thought that wash and go is not for my kind of hair, wash and go is not for fussy kind of hair, you know, that kind of thing, until very recently. I even used to preach against doing wash and goes. If you watch my old videos, like my older videos from like 2017 thereabouts, I even talked about like not ever wearing wash and goes if you like want your hair to grow long and things like that. The irony of everything is that today wash and go is like my favorite hairstyle. It's like the hairstyle that I do that takes the least amount of time. Like, it's so easy and I wear it very, very often, you know. So in today's video, I'm going to be teaching you how to train your own fussy hair to be able to wear wash and goes without forming knots, tangles and things like that, and basically be able to enjoy your hair in its natural, kinky, curly, wash and go, shrunken state. So if that sounds like something that you're interested in, then definitely keep on watching. So first off, let me quickly explain to you what a wash and go means. I feel like many of us, especially people with my kind of hair, usually get it all wrong. Wash and go is basically washing your hair, applying products and going, or probably drying your hair and going without twisting, braiding or any form of that kind of thing. You know, wash and go is basically accentuating or showcasing your hair in its natural coil pattern, unaltered, or at most just altered a little bit with like products or things like that. So wash and go is basically using products to clump your coils, the coils that you already have, like to clump the hair that you already have. Wash and go will not change your coil pattern from a 4C to a 4B or from a 4B to a 4C. First thing you need to do to train your fussy hair to be able to withstand wash and goes, to wear wash and goes beautifully without forming knots and tangles, is increasing like how frequently you wet your hair. Now at first, when you're trying to train your fussy hair to wear wash and goes, you don't have to start doing wash and goes immediately. It can be when you're wearing twists, just make sure, or braids or any other hairstyle, just make sure that you try to increase how often you wet your hair. Like, water is life. Water will transform your hair from looking unhealthy and dry and shabby to looking really rich and juicy and luscious and you know, that kind of thing, by just increasing how often you wet your hair. Like, your hair would, that alone can transform your hair in ways that you cannot even imagine. Like, I have seen that happen with my hair, and I feel like that is why many people just believe that fussy hair is hair that looks dry, that looks, you know, difficult to manage and things like that, looks hard, you know, that kind of thing. But your hair can look luscious and juicy and still be fussy. Like, the fact that your hair is fussy does not mean that it cannot look like rich and luscious, you know, that kind of thing. And I feel like the main reason why many of us are walking around with hair that looks really, really dry, we layer so many products in our hair, we are still walking around with hair that looks really dry, is because we do not water our hair. Like, water would change water will transform your hair in ways that you cannot imagine. Like, water will transform your hair, water will make your hair look healthier, water will help to enhance, like, will bring out your natural coil pattern. Water will enhance your natural coil pattern. Water will basically bring out the best in your hair. And I feel like that is the difference between us fussy sisters and people with looser coils. Like, many people with looser coils, you hardly hear of anyone that goes like 2 weeks without like really drenching and wetting their hair in water. Like, water is part of their routine. Some of them will say, oh, I've worn my hair for 5 days, this style lasted for 5 days, and they are so happy, like 5 days is a really long time for them to go without like wetting their hair or like washing their hair or anything like that, you know, that kind of thing. 7 days is like, oh my god, you know, that kind of thing. But many of us, we go weeks and months without letting any form of water to come in contact with our hair, and yet we expect that our hair will look like rich and juicy like someone else's. Sometimes it's not even just about the products that we are using. Like, it's not just about the product, it's water. Water alone does not cause high brow fatigue. I talked extensively in one of my videos, so I'll leave that in the iCard where I explain why water does not cause high brow fatigue. But fear not, water will not cause high brow fatigue. Applying water in your hair frequently is the first step to really training your hair to actually be held in its full potential, and that's actually the first step to really training your coils. I feel like us kinky, coily, fussy sisters are usually the ones who are the most afraid of water. Like, oh my god, it's raining, we are running to be under shade because, oh my god, if water comes in contact with my hair, oh my god, the shrinkage and the tangles. You know, we are so afraid of water, and I feel like the devil puts that fear in us to stop us from being free and to stop us from really truly embracing our hair and really truly enjoying our hair. Like, your hair was not given to you so that you be a slave to your hair. I keep saying this, and I'm going to keep saying it. You should not be slave. If your hair is getting in the way of you living your life, then you really need to check your mindset, and you really need to check your routines and things like that. Like, shrinkage is not the end of the world. Getting your hair wet impromptu is not the end of the world. Water is life, and I feel like when you really start to understand and start to embrace that, your hair and your life will become so much. You stop being afraid of water. Fear not. Fear not. Water is actually a good thing. Water will do your hair more good than to actually harm your hair or damage your hair in any way. So whoever told you that water or shrinkage is the end of the world lied to you. Whoever told you that the only way to grow your hair long and healthy is for you to avoid shrinkage at all costs, that person lied to you. The devil is a liar, and we are not going to continue to let the devil stop us from living our lives, okay? So the next tip that will help your fussy hair to withstand wash and go and flourish in wash and go styles is for you to deep condition your hair regularly. Now, it took me a while for me to accept this fact. Like, those of you that have been following, like, I've been watching my videos for a very long time, you guys know that for like years into my natural hair journey, I never used to deep condition my hair, and that was because I felt like the deep conditioners that I was using was kind of like making my hair limp and lifeless, you know. So I just felt like deep conditioning was like not for me, you know, that kind of thing. But over time I've come to see that deep conditioning is amazing. Deep conditioning your hair regularly, I would say like once a week, like it will definitely change your hair game. And all deep conditioners are not created the same. Like, when you're looking out for deep conditioners, I feel like if you want to train your hair to be like juicy and stuff, you want to be looking for deep conditioners that have ingredients like what's it called, like aloe vera, ingredients like shea butter, ingredients like avocado oil, ingredients like avocado, you know, basically ingredients, honey, you know, those kind of ingredients that will really nourish your hair from inside and like just help to improve the juiciness and like the moisture of your hair. Basically, those kind of ingredients really nourish your hair from inside, and that generally just helps to enhance your hair's properties, your hair's true properties, and make your coils pop. So I highly recommend deep conditioning your hair regularly. You know, that will actually help your hair to flourish even when you're wearing your hair in wash and go. The thing is, when your hair is moisturized, I explained better in one of my videos, I'll leave it in cards, where I explained the principle behind moisturizing your hair and the role that deep conditioners play when it comes to moisturizing your hair. So when your hair is really moisturized, generally it tangles less. Dry hair tangles way more than juicy and moisturized hair. So getting your hair to that point of maximum hydration, you know, I'm not saying that you should go and be doing that maximum hydration stuff that people do. That if doing that too frequently can cause high growth fatigue, but like just maximum hydration in the sense that when your hair, you know, gets as much water as it needs, you know, your hair is generally going to be a lot more manageable. Your hair is generally going to be softer, you know, your hair is generally going to look healthier, it's going to look shinier, it's going to look generally better. So that's why I say, number one, increase how much you water your hair, and deep conditioning frequently just helps to lock up all that moisture that your hair has absorbed from the water, and that combination will just give you it will give you results that you never, like, your hair, you just looking at your hair like, is this my hair? Like, now when I look at my hair and when I compare my hair now to what it used to look like like probably a year ago or like 2 years ago, I'm like like, is this even possible? Like, is this my hair? You know, that kind of thing. So moisture is your friend. Moisture is your friend, and moisture is not just about leave-in conditioners and products. Like, the number one source of moisture and like hydration for your hair is water, and that's why I keep emphasizing the importance of increasing how often you drench your hair. Not spray bottles, light spritz, your hair is damp. No, like drench your hair in water. I recommend that at least once a week. Just make sure that your hair drinks water, drench it in water. Even if you're not going to be washing it, just make sure that you soak your hair in water, you know, that kind of thing. And that will just help to make your hair more loving when it comes to, and more forgiving when you wear your hair in wash and go shrunken like this. So another thing that you need to train your 4C hair to enjoy wash and goes and to flourish when you're wearing wash and goes is trimming your hair. Now when many people hear trimming your hair, they get so scared and so afraid. No, I don't want to cut my hair, I don't want to trim my hair, you know, that kind of thing. But trimming does not mean that every time you're going to be cutting hair, a lot of hair that has grown, you know. In my last video, I showed you guys how I trim. Like, when I trim my hair, I basically lose very teeny tiny little bit of hair, and that makes a world of difference in like the manageability of my hair and like the health of my ends. The thing about leaving those dead ends and knotted ends and tangled ends in your hair just because you want to retain length is that those dead ends, those split ends, those knots will become easy. Like, it will be like the platform where more knots and more splits and more tangles will form. So like, if you can get away with having scraggly ends when you're wearing any other hairstyle, but for wash and goes, like, wash and go will not forgive you. If your ends are rubbish, like if your ends are you know, if they're not looking good, if they're not in the best like in the best state that they can be, you know, and you put your hair in wash and go, just know, just prepare your mind that when you're taking down that style, you're going to lose a lot of hair. Like it is so important to cut your ends. So I'm going to leave that video here in the iCard so that you guys can see, like, you don't have to lose length when you trim your hair, especially when you do it frequently. You can do, like, I trim my hair so frequently, like so frequently, you know, like every 2 to 3 months, and I trim in such a way that it doesn't really affect the length of my hair. So I'm going to leave that video in the iCard just so that you guys will see in case you are interested. But trimming is so important if you want your hair to flourish in wash and go. Don't go and do wash and go on scraggly ends and then you come and tell me that, hey, I followed all your tips but my hair still tangled and still, like, it's your fault because you did not trim your ends. You know, trimming is so important, and I cannot say that enough, you know. So let go of those dead ends, let go of those scraggly ends, and your hair will be better off. Another thing you need to do to get your hair to train your 4C hair to flourish in wash and goes and to enjoy wash and goes is for you to do it more often. Like, practice makes perfect, you know. There's this thing that Jalen Mitchell says, Natural Rain here on YouTube. What she says all you need to do is keep practicing and keep practicing for your wash and go. Just keep practicing, and when you get that particular wash, you find, because the more you practice, the more you know, okay, this does not work, so I'm not going to do this next time. Okay, this works, so I'll do it next time. So continue to practice and practice, and when you finally get that your bomb wash and go, just repeat it. Just keep repeating whatever it is that you did on that particular day. Just keep repeating until you finally get a hang of it. Like, for everyone that you see wearing a wash and go or wearing wash and goes that you like, just know that person did not start that day. Like, it takes several times, like several attempts of practice for you to finally get a hang of it, for you to finally know what to do and what not to do to keep your hair in, to make your wash and go look the way you want it to. It also takes a lot of practice to know what to do and what not to do to prevent your hair from tangling and from generally experiencing any form of damage when you wear wash and go. So I would say practice and practice again. Also, the more you do wash and goes, the more your hair gets used to knowing how to behave in a wash and go. It's like if you always wear your hair straight. Like, the first time I ever did a wash and go, I had, just like you, I had tangles, I had knots, because I really did not know what to do, number one. And number two, my hair, that was the first time my hair was experiencing that kind of thing in years of being natural. So like, it was like, what is this? What, like, I'm not used to this. Like, it did not know how to act, you know, that kind of thing. The first time I do it, your hair will not know how to act. It will probably tangle. Next time it will be like, oh, it may not tangle as much. The more you do it, the more your hair will know, okay, yes, now I know how to shrink and not tangle. Like, I know it sounds like, oh, your hair is not a human being and things like that, but that is really how it works. The more you do it, the more it's just going to be pleasant. Like the whole experience is just going to be pleasant for you in general, you know. So the first time you do it, it did not work, do it again, do it again, do it again, do it again, and before you know it, you're going to become a pro. The main tips I'm going to be sharing with you now are those things you have to do while you are doing your wash and go. So the first thing you have to do is not using too much gel. I feel like many of us, like when you watch, I watch videos from all, like I watch videos of people with all sorts of hair. I watch straight hair videos, I watch my kind of hair videos, obviously. I watch people with kink, like with coily hair, like wavy hair. I watch people with tight coils and things like that. And from what I've noticed is that those of us with our kind of hair, we believe too much that like what we need to get our hair to look good or to be defined or anything like that is gel. So we layer heavy, like truckload of gel upon gel upon gel on our hair, and at the end of the day our hair becomes so weighed down and so weighed down with those gels. And because many of us, because we are putting so much gel on our hair, we're not putting so like enough moisturizing things in our hair. We just think our problem is gel because we want our hair to be weighed down so that our shrinkage will not show, and you know, to be really tightly coiled. And at the end of the day, we end up with flaky wash and goes and crispy, dry, crunchy wash and goes that ends up damaging our hair. Like if you use too much gel, especially if those gels are like heavy hold gels, those gels will like hold your hair, and if you're not careful when you're moving from that your wash and go to another hairstyle, your hair is going to break because now like the gel has caused so much dryness and so much stiffness in your hair that if you're not careful, you're going to break your hair. So another thing you want to do while you're styling your wash and goes to have the best results is for you to increase the amount of water you put in your hair while you're styling. Increase how much water, like what you cannot have too much water when you're doing wash and goes. And when you put water, your hair is going to be wet, of course. What I've been doing lately is that I use a lot of water when I'm applying the gel and when I'm applying my products. Then I leave it to sit in my hair for like 30 minutes or 1 hour. After that, then I take a cotton t-shirt and just like squeeze out the excess water after my hair must have absorbed as much as it wants to within that period of 30 minutes or 1 hour. So I squeeze it out. That way my hair dries faster. Like this particular wash and go now, I did this last night, you know, and my hair is already dry now, you know, that kind of thing. So I squeeze out the excess water, and that just gives me faster dry time. And because I did not put too much gel in my hair, it actually dries faster. So increase the amount of water you use, reduce the amount of gel you put, you know. The next tip, and I feel like this is one of the most important, is let shrinkage be. The purpose of wash and go is to let your hair shrink, you know, especially if your hair is our kind of hair. Like let your shrinkage be. Do not always try to force your hair to hang if it does not want to hang, you know. If your hair wants to stand, let it stand. Forcing your hair to hang when it wants to stand and just fighting against your shrinkage when you're wearing wash and goes is the key to disappointment. Because for many of us, like even after stretching your hair, if you go outside in the next few minutes, it's going to shrink back up. So you just wasted maybe 30 minutes or 1 hour of your time stretching something that will shrink back up. So like, don't waste your time, don't fight your shrinkage, embrace it, enjoy it, because your hair shrunking is also beautiful. And I feel like that's the point of wash and goes, to showcase your shrinkage, to showcase your natural coil pattern, to showcase your hair in its natural full potential, you know. So don't stress it, don't fight your shrinkage, let it be, you know, that kind of thing. Your hair doesn't want to hang, let it stand, you know, let it stand. It's not by force. Like there's no rule that says if your hair does not hang, it's not beautiful. Like even if there's a rule, you should change that rule. Let your hair stand, it's also pretty too. Don't fight against, don't force don't fight against your shrinkage. Another thing that fighting your shrinkage will do is that that's also the key to over manipulation. Because if you're always trying to fight your shrinkage, like I said, you spend 1 hour or 30 minutes stretching your hair after doing your wash and goes, you go outside, it shrinks back up. The next day you're going to have to stretch it again. So why not just let your hair shrink, and where it's shrunken, when you're done, you move. Like that will just help you to get better results. It will help you to reduce the amount of manipulation you put your hair through when you're wearing wash and goes. I feel like wash and goes is the style that has the least amount of manipulation, but many of us manipulate our hair so much so that it becomes a chore. Wash and go is supposed to be like the easy way out to any other hairstyle. And when you ask people with looser coils, they'll tell you the same thing. The reason why for us it seems like wash and go takes so much time and so much effort is because we are trying to fight our hair's properties, you know. If you let your hair be, wash and go is actually the easiest. Like I can tell you, when my hair is like this, I'm the free, like that's when I'm the most free, when my hair is like this, like there is no style. Even protective styles are not as easy as this, I'll tell you this for a fact. You know, so just let your hair be itself, let your shrinkage be, and you're generally going to be more fulfilled when it comes to wearing your hair in wash and goes, and your hair is actually going to be healthier because you're not going to be manipulating it too much just because you want it to hang or you want to show off your length. So the next tip, and this will be the final tip for today, is be prepared. They are going to get hate comments because we are at this point that many of us do not yet see that our hair shrunken in its coily state without those big ringlets of coils is beautiful. So be ready for those hate comments and just don't pay attention to them, but be ready, prepare your mind that they will come, and don't let it get to you, because the fact that you do not see the beauty doesn't mean that it's not beautiful. You know, the fact that someone who doesn't really know what gold is before it is refined, you know, when you see raw gold, not everybody can recognize that this is gold until when it has been refined. That's when many people know, oh, this is gold. But when it's raw, straight from the earth, many people just look at it as stone, you know. But that doesn't change the value of the gold. That doesn't change the fact that it is gold. The fact that you do not see it doesn't change the fact that it's gold. So the fact that people do not see the beauty in your hair doesn't change the fact that it is beautiful. Let them be. Over time, a time will come when they will see it. But if you want, you can argue with them. But if you don't want, don't just pay attention. Just move on with your life. Like, it's not that serious. But be prepared and prepare your mind that those negative comments will come, because many people do not yet see, you know, that this is gorgeous. You know. So with that, we've come to the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I enjoyed it, and I hope this helps you guys to wear wash and goes and enjoy your wash and goes, because like wash and go is just a very freeing hairstyle. Like, it just make your life, it make you more free when it comes to your hair. Like, you can jump into the pool without the fear that, oh, tangles, because you already know how to handle your hair when it's shrunken. Like, I'm so happy that I took the bold step to try to see how I can make wash and goes work for my hair, and like, I've never been happier. And I just want you guys to get to that point too, to have this as an option. Like, it's up to you if you want to switch it up from time to time, but just have this as an option of styling your hair. Like, it is so freeing, it is like so beautiful, and it will just make your hair journey so much easier. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. See you guys in my next video.